Hey everyone, Wes here for Family Gamer TV, and today we're going to be talking Skylanders Trap Team Wave 1 and 2. Now, we're going to speculate a little bit about what might be in each wave, but we think we're getting closer to nailing those. And with the help of the German fan site myskylanders.de, we've got some close-up images of some of the figures that we saw in our Gamescom pop-up shop video. Please check that out, because we've got loads of shots of packaging for figures that are due for release this year. But now we've got some more promo shots that you're going to see on retail websites around the world very, very shortly. So let's look at the normal characters before we dip into some of the legendary stuff as well. So first up, we have images of one of the triple packs. Now this triple pack includes Funny Bone, Sure Shot Shroom Boom, and Chopper. So we have the two new characters, the two new core Skylanders there in Funny Bone and Chopper, and then the returning Series 2 Sure Shot Shroom Boom, with obviously a new pose here in his slingshot, ready to be shot out at enemies. Next up, we've got a really great look at Fist Bump. Now Fist Bump's one of my personal favourites. Obviously he was revealed on the Skylanders poster shared by Activision, but here we've got a really good look at him, and you can see all of the detail that makes up this rock-like character with those big bald spike rock fists. The face again does still resemble Chaos. You put them side by side and maybe they could be twins separated at birth, but here he's got those black horns as well and the spikes on his back to protect him there too. We've not seen any gameplay of him yet, but you can be sure as soon as we get it, we will bring it to you. Now, next, Treadhead. So, Treadhead featured in the leak from one of the Scandinavian websites earlier in the year. We couldn't talk about him then, but he's all over the poster that Activision put out, and here we've got a greater look at him. And you can see a lot more detail here, so variation in the colours that we couldn't see before. Now we can see this little, well, he looks a bit like a robot dude to me, almost a miniature Iron Man, you might say, riding in his kind of tank track bike that wraps around him, and I'm guessing he's going to be able to run over guys to do some serious damage. Another new core Skylander, and this one of the tech element. Next up, a mini set. So this is Bop and Terabyte. Now back during the Gamescom pop-up shop video, we saw a selection of the minis in this packaging with two in each, all element themed. We don't yet know how the minis are going to work in terms of the waves. We think they may all be around at launch, because it would be a bit funny to split these up, possibly. Now, you're going to get, obviously, 8 elements. I mean, they may split them 4 and 4, Wave 1 and Wave 2. I don't think we're going to see the minis hanging around till later in the year. But here you see Bop, the adorable Bop with those big red eyes, and Terabyte. Next up, we got some of the traps for you. I think these are less interesting, perhaps, but you can see all of the variation in sculpts. Not sure exactly how many we're going to get in each wave and when these are going to drop, and obviously some of the sculpts that we've got are repeated across the elements, and they just change the colour and the element sticker on them. It would have been nice if they were all unique, but you know, some of them do seem to fit well across elements. Now, I've speculated for a long time that there's lots of things in Trap Team that make me think they kind of feel multi-element, or they don't quite feel like they're in the right element. And I'm going to go out on a limb here, because the poster features these big question marks, and I'm just wondering whether we're going to get some characters that are multi-element. I don't know, or whether something's going to come in the game that messes with elements in some way. Well, I'll have to wait and see, but there's lots of crossover in Trap Team, I think. You look at some of the villains and they just don't seem to quite fit the element that they've been put into. So we'll see on that. So there's all of our traps. You'll be able to buy those individually or in triple packs. Obviously greater value buying them in triple packs. And you don't need to worry so much about picking up characters that you've had before, because these are all brand new. Next up, we've got the new Pop Fizz. I think it's Fizzy Frenzy Pop Fizz. So he's in his kind of beast form, looking really, really cool with the purple face and the scary eyes. I think this version of Pop Fizz is going to go down really, really well. My son's definitely excited to get another version of him in this particular pose. Okay, now we have a reposed version of Fryno riding his motorcycle. He's got these gold kind of gauntlets, well, maybe bronze gauntlets rather than gold, but looking awesome posed on his motorbike. Another one that I think they've done a great job of reworking. Some of these reposes, they don't inspire you as much, but certainly these last two definitely do. And I think even, you know, when you look at Tidal Wave Gill Grunt, he's looking great too. So they've done a good job on the reposes, although not as many of them this time. Another mini here, so we've got Drobit and Trigger Snappy. Obviously Trigger Snappy was one of the original sidekicks, so if you own him, you might be getting a duplicate here if you're picking up Drobit. Drobit is very adorable. Mind you, most of these minis are. And then, of course, in Gamescom, we saw Sprite and Mini Genie in their packaging. And here we see it in a bit better detail. Sprite also very adorable. All the big-eyed characters. What is it about big eyes that humans find so adorable? And then, of course, we also saw Hijinks and Ice Maul at Gamescom. And here again, we can see that packaging in its retail form. Here we go. Not last up. We've got the individual pack of Sure Shot Shroom Boom. Well, out of the pack, shall we say. And you can see he's looking pretty cool in this repose. I do love Shroom Boom. I'm partial to the light core version myself. One of the few that I think really, really looks cool. And then we've got a brand new character. So, revealed on the poster and previously in a little leak, this is Lob Star. You can see here he's got antenna that we've not really noticed before in any of the pictures. And then his big, huge Traptanium stars. He's obviously one of the Trap Masters. And has a little bit of a ninja vibe going on, doesn't he? With those throwing stars and the kind of little black piece of cloth that looks like it's covering part of his face. Okay, next we've got Tidal Wave Gill Grunt, as mentioned, one of the reposers. I think Series 4 now. And riding this kind of sea monster, which reflects his wow pow when you see that in game, and he gets to do some major damage riding the back of that sea monster. So there's some of the figures we think are going to be coming in Wave 1 and 2. Actually, you know, when we look at the breakdown, we think we're going to get the following kind of Trap Masters in Wave 1. So we think we'll see obviously Snapshot because he's in the starter pack, and then we got Wildfire, Krypt King, Jawbreaker, Gusto, and Wallop. We think those will be part of Wave 1, along with the cores of Chopper, Funny Bone, Torch, Sure Shot Shroom Boom, Tidal Wave Gill Grunt that you've just all seen, along with the Nightmare Express Adventure Pack. And we got a bit more on that in a moment. And then in Wave 2, we think Lob Star will be part of Wave 2, along with Bushwack and Head Rush, which you'll see from the poster. If you've not already seen those, check out our previous videos on that. And then in the cores, we think we're going to get Fist Bump, Treadhead, Hog Wild Fryno, Fizzy Frenzy Pop Fizz, Full Blast Jetvac, who looks really cool because he has this kind of red colouring now, and possibly another adventure pack, the Mirror of Mystery. And we've got a little bit on that for you too. So that is what we think are going to be the makeup of those first two waves. Obviously nothing absolutely confirmed yet. Now also over at My Skylanders, they have a look at the legendary version of the first adventure pack, the Nightmare Express. So this is a Toys R Us exclusive adventure pack. So I think that's the first time we've seen that. And it features blades, obviously the Nightmare Express piece, the piggy bank, and the Hand of Fate. Now, over at Gamescom, we saw the regular version of this in quite great detail, but this is now the full retail image of Toys R Us exclusive. You can see the blue and gold colouring on blades, and of course the slight changes to some of the other pieces here. So the Hand of Fate is now gold, etc. So that's looking really cool. We can see blades out of that packaging in more detail. And I think this colouring really suits blades. I think I actually prefer this colouring on blades than the regular version. And that's not always been the case. I think Zulu, for example, in Swap Force, didn't really look that great in the legendary colouring. Doesn't suit all figures. But these aren't the only legendary figures that Toys R Us are going to have. No, they've also got a legendary Trapmaster, and that would be Jawbreaker, who, again, I have to say, I think looks better in this legendary colouring than the original. I was a little bit disappointed with the original figure because those Traptanium fists just aren't yellow and gold enough for me, and I'm hoping that this Toys R Us exclusive legendary version of Jawbreaker remedies that, because that's what I want to see. And here with the blue body armour, I think looks really cool. So those will be exclusive to Toys R Us. We will probably get at least one more legendary figure, I would imagine, but no idea yet when that's going to come. Okay, what else have we got for you today? So, there's been quite a bit of information released about all sorts of things. We've also got pricing now for the Eons Elite Collector Series in the UK. Obviously, this price could be subject to change, but at the moment, these collectibles are £25.99. You'll be able to get Elite Chop Chop and Elite Spyro on November the 1st, and you can pre-order those now. And you can see in the close-ups of the images that greater detail on the figures and the gold base. And then this wonderful collector case with the Perspex collector case with the kind of backdrop that features that the figure sits in front of. And obviously these figures are 3 times as powerful as the regular versions in the game, so if you do want to risk getting them out and playing with them, you're going to do even more damage. So there's also been a few images from the Chicago Comic Con, higher res images of the poster that we've already seen. So we can see a few characters in greater detail. Now, one of the lovely folks over at Dark Spyro, Count Moneybone, has done a great job of tidying up the higher res images, removing them from the poster so we can get a look at them in a little bit clearer focus. So first up, we've got Rocky Roll, who I'm still maintaining is possibly 2 characters in one, because with the face on this boulder and the little dude on top, I think you might get to control them both independently, which would be kind of cool. Hopefully they have some kind of tag team moves and that kind of thing. And then we've got Treadhead, who we've shown you previously. Now we have the full retail image of him. Then it's Cobra Kadabra. Now, the funny thing about Cobra Kadabra is he looks almost legendary in his colouring. So maybe they'll take the opportunity to do a different kind of variant with him to change the colour completely. I don't think we'd get a legendary version of him. It wouldn't be enough of a change. But he looks very cool, kind of muscular cobra blowing a snake charming pipe that looks like it's got some kind of arrow in it. So maybe he fires arrows from his pipe. I wonder if he can use it to charm enemies as well. And you can see the smoke, the mystical smoke around the bottom of his basket. The next character we've got from the poster is Thunderbolt, who is the other Air Trapmaster to accompany Gusto, and you can get a really good look at his Traptanium sword here. Quite a lot of detail on that. Looks like a Thunderbolt, literally a Traptanium Thunderbolt. And he's got like a cloudy beard, and then these Thunderbolt eyebrows. Even looks like cloudy muscles up his arms and stuff. Lots of detail there, looking really cool. And then one of the ones I think we've all been clamoring to see in more detail, one of the Magic Trapmasters, and this is Enigma. And you can see he's kind of see-through, which is, apart from the crystal variants we've had of some Trapmasters, this is kind of new for Skylanders to have this kind of clear version of a character. But he looks so cool, I think. I'm trying not to get excited about any particular figure, but I do think Enigma stands out as one of the most inventive looking figures that they've produced, and I love that he's got this completely black face, so nothing there at all, can't see what he looks like or anything, but he has this kind of ethereal cloak and this huge purple Traptanium staff. Then we've got another look at Lob Star, but obviously we've seen him in greater detail. Now Echo. So one of the new core water Skylanders is Echo, and you can see here she almost looks a bit seahorse-like in the way her skin texture is. So she's kind of got that skin texture of a seahorse, the tail almost looking kind of seahorsey, and then the big fin down the back, some horns, shell-like horns on her head. Is she a water dragon? Perhaps. We will find out when we get more details on her and see her in action, but she looks female to me. Definitely female, I think. Now, one of the funniest looking characters we've had announced, revealed on that poster, was Shortcut. So, a little almost troll-like dude. In fact, if you look at his face, he looks a little bit like Treadhead facially, and they're both short dudes. But this one has almost like a wizard's hat, some metal bracelets, and then these huge Traptanium scissors. I can't wait for gameplay on Shortcut. I think he's going to look really, really great, and we will bring you that gameplay as soon as we get it, because I think he's going to be a very funny character to play with. Then we get another look at Blades, this time the regular version. I know some people are going to prefer this version, but I think I like the legendary one. Well, maybe not. I can't make up my mind now. Silver or gold, just can't decide. Now, one of the new cores in the air element is Fling King. So this is a little ape. I'm going to say ape. Not sure whether he's a monkey or an ape or a primate, whichever way round he is. And it's not Fling King. I correct myself. It's Fling Kong. Getting my King Kong words and mixed up. So Fling Kong riding what appears to be some kind of a magic carpet. Still gives me a vibe back to the TV show Monkey, so I'm hoping there's a little nod and a wink to that in there. It looks like he throws a frisbee as a weapon. Kind of cool. Maybe even pulls it off his back. Seems like he has that kind of thing strapped to his back. Or that just could be armor. And then he's got these, again, bracelets and a helmet. Looking cool on his carpet. I wish it had been pink though. And then Blaster Mind. So Blaster Mind, the other magic trap master with his big Traptanium crystal helmet, obviously uses the powers of the mind. And again, another one that looks a lot like Chaos. Is there a race of creatures that Chaos comes from? And Blaster Mind is another one. Again, much like Fist Bump, is this a long lost brother of Chaos? Also quite a short character, and Chaos is quite short. You can see what appears to be here legs hovering above the ground, and wearing a cloak or a robe that is far too long for him. So will this character float? Will he walk? We'll find out when we get some gameplay. We also have another image of Blaster Mind, an art piece for him. So again, you can see fingers to the temple suggest that he's using mental abilities to either control or do damage to enemies. And one of the villains that was revealed on the poster was the Golden Queen. And thanks to Vampire Cat 2201, we have an art image of the Golden Queen as well. She's looking kind of Aztec in appearance, I think. All gold with red eyes. You wouldn't want to meet her down a dark alley, especially with those claw-like fingers. Now, it doesn't end there. We've got more for you today. We'll just keep throwing it out there. So, the other adventure pack that has been revealed is the Mirror of Mystery. Now, this one could have a very critical part to play in the whole general storyline of Trap Team. There's an air of mystery about the poster that we've seen with the question marks on it. We don't yet know what that means. I'm still confused about certain characters and villains being in certain elements, and I still think there's possibilities for something to go on there. But the Mirror of Mystery shows us a playset piece, kind of core piece, that features Eon in two forms. In a light, good, normal Eon form, and in a dark, kind of devilly type, evil Eon form. Now you'll see with these images of the unboxed set, we can see the cards and the stickers that you get for the Mirror of Mystery and the Rocket Ram, but the core character that you get in that set is Deja Vu. And so we can look at her in a bit more detail too. So from the back you can see these purple pigtails, and then she's got that hourglass and then the staff. If we look at the front of Deja Vu, you can see those kind of diamond-like eyes and then these lightning bolts all over her. And then again, that hourglass and staff. Hopefully the staff isn't as bent in some of the packaging we get from retailers in the UK. And she's sat next to the Rocket Ram, which I'm assuming you can power up and fire away at enemies. You also get a tiki mask in here, which seems a little bit out of place, but you see from the front of that, with the kind of wood-like mask sat on some leaves, and then the white trim feathers at the top. And then if we look at the Mirror of Mystery itself, I am told reliably that depending on which angle you look at the mirror, depends on which Eon you see in it. But you can see here the gold framed mirror with a angel wing on one side and a devil-like wing on the other, and then what appears to be a scary looking Eon in the middle. So it's yet to be revealed how that plays in with the greater Trap Team story, but I'm very interested to find out, as I'm sure you are too. So I think that's just about everything that we've got for you today. Bit of a recap on Skylanders news for you that's been revealed over the last couple of weeks. Some big things there for you that you may not have seen yet. Obviously we're hoping that we're accurate on our Wave 1 and Wave 2 lists. So stay tuned for more from us about Skylanders Trap Team, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single episode. And of course, leave us a comment, let us know what you think of these figures. Are you now excited for some of the ones, some different ones to those that you were excited about before? What do you think of Fist Bump and Treadhead and this Mirror of Mystery? Give me your ideas about that too. Well, that's it for today. Stay tuned for more from Family Gamer TV.